Alright, so we got some pretty big news in the streaming world, in the streaming universe, and that has to do with Asmongold, streamer Asmongold, now streaming on Kick. Now, what makes this interesting is a couple of different things. Number one, Asmongold's platform. Asmongold is a person, I don't even know if he's always averaged these numbers, but he's averaging like 50 to 80,000 concurrent every stream, which is insane. Another part of this is that he is not exclusively signing to Kick. This is not an exclusivity deal. He is just doing this apparently for the love of the game. That's a little bit of a lie. But essentially that's what it feels like, because Kick is not exclusively signing him to stream. The only incentive that Kick is giving Asmongold is their incentive program.
I joined the Kick Partner Program, and that's happening literally tomorrow. It is I press one button and I go live on another platform. I talked to the guys there. I've had a good relationship with them, and so we set something up, and I joined the program, and that's it.
Obviously, he has a higher rate than other creators and a higher hourly rate because of the platform that he has, but he is not signing these XQC, Aiden Ross, $10 million, $20 million Kick deals. Like, that is not the case. So, what does this say about the streamer world? A lot of things, actually, in my opinion. Number one, the days of streamers getting massive contracts is cooked. It's cooked. And to be honest with you, the main person to blame for those not existing anymore are Kick streamers specifically. Well, actually, just anyone who took a streaming deal and didn't do nothing with it. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, as a person who works for a streaming platform, that being Playback, the reason why people are handed contracts and handed deals, right, is for talent acquisition, right? So you can get talent to, stream on your platform, and have some sort of monetary incentive to stream outside of just streaming for the love of the game. However, for the partnership to be successful, not only do you have to stream on said platform, but you have to keep working and use that capital to grow your platform. You know what I'm saying? And apparently Asmongold actually said this, talking about his Kick negotiations. A lot of Kick streamers fumbled the bag for everyone else because they took the money that Kick gave them and used it as a retirement fund and just didn't create content, didn't, up the ante in terms of, their business, just took a contract, say, yo, I just got to stream for X amount of hours and I'm out. I'm chilling. Now, there is a case to be made of, hey, why not do that? You literally have a guaranteed contract where, legally obligated, where as long as you stream X amount of hours, you will get paid retirement level money. So there is a case to be made that, hey, that may be the smart move. But in terms of the market, that did fuck up the bag for everyone else. I ain't gonna lie.
The higher ups, the CEOs, they ain't offering nothing over there. They perfectly fine with what they have. The people that's already over there, Amaranth, all of them, bro, they already paid. But everybody else, this is the reason why they haven't got nobody new in a long time. They don't offer shit.
Kick is not putting these deals out there. Now, YouTube has been out the race for a minute. Facebook has been out the race for a minute. And now we are in this place and space where streaming deals aren't really existing anymore. And also from a business perspective, it was never a sustainable business model. And the problem with those deals was, once the money ran out, a lot of these streamers, a lot of these content creators had to look at their situation and said, now that the money is not involved, now that there is no guaranteed contract, I gotta pick the platform that's best for me, right? And for a lot of these creators, that ended up being Twitch. That ended up being YouTube. That did not end up being Kick. You know what I'm saying? But now that Kick has actually rolled back those contracts slowly but surely, still stuck to their guns, and implemented an actual incentive and, scalable monetary program, now people are looking at Kick as a genuine streaming option and are staying there because they know they can make a scalable amount of money without, working directly with the company, And I'm saying all of this to say I owe Kick an apology. I owe Kick an apology, because especially when Aiden was threatening to leave Kick, I was very, this is truly the end of Kick. Like, Aiden really is the only streamer over there. It's cooked. But as we've seen, they're still around. They are still around. They are going strong. They're growing by the day. And I do feel like that Aiden Ross threatening to leave Twitch was the actual turning point in a lot of things, because I swear ever since that day, the product itself, the product of Kick the platform, has actually gotten incrementally better every single day. I think one of their problems for the longest time was y'all were getting these streamers to create on your platform, right? But ultimately that 95-5 split is not enough of an incentive to stay on the platform. You know what I'm saying? Y'all were supposed to be a fix to the current problem that is Twitch. But all y'all did was copy Twitch and just have no TOS. That's ultimately what a lot of people view as. To a degree, that's still the case. But I do feel like the user base is big enough now that Kick is a legitimate, viable option for a bunch of different creators out there. And I am glad that there are, it's not a platform just filled with a bunch of edgy content creators anymore. Like, I remember when I used to think of Kick, I used to immediately think Neon, Fusi, Aiden. I'm gonna throw Sneeko in there even though he was a Rumble dude. Like Sneeko, Jack Doherty, all those people. But I am glad that Kick has finally realized the wrongs, or maybe they didn't. Maybe it was just a part of the overarching plan that, hey, you gotta do whatever you can to, you know what I'm saying, get that initial traction, and then you just fix the PR afterwards. Maybe that was the plan all along. But I'm definitely glad that Kick is getting better day in and day out, because ultimately the winner in all of this is ultimately creators and the consumer. I think Kick's existence, it doesn't even need to overtake Twitch for it to be beneficial for the consumer. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, you got two streaming platforms that are dedicated to giving their audience, giving their creators the best streaming experience. They are pushing each other to be innovative just by the inherent competition of the market. And, you know, again, you are seeing these two platforms be pushed because if they're not on their A game, you're going to get packed the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get packed the fuck up. I think the closest similarity to this is NBA 2K, right? NBA 2K has not had competition in a minute. It has monopolized the basketball video game genre. So because of that, it hasn't been forced to really innovate as much as it did in 2K8, 2K9, 2K10, 12, 13, 14. Because there was, you know what I'm saying? There was competition. There was a threat of someone in the market. How big, how small, it doesn't really matter. The fact that it existed was enough to push 2K to be better. But now they're in the system where, like, who gonna really stop them? You know what I'm saying? When 2K comes out next year, is there going to be another basketball game out to compete? No. So if you like basketball and you like video games, you are going to have to buy 2K. And I think for Twitch, for a minute, that was the case. And while, yes, there were other platforms like YouTube, like Facebook that existed, to me, in hindsight, they were never true competitors, because streaming was never their main thing, right? Streaming was, for lack of a better term, a side project for Facebook, for YouTube. They were not going to deviate from, the social aspect on Facebook. YouTube wasn't going to deviate from long form videos for streaming. Now, shorts, that's a little bit different. But for streaming, hell no. Hell no. But Kick, that's different. That is a legitimate live streaming app dedicated and built by motherfuckers that want to take you down.
Never thought Kick would last, honestly. I didn't either. I originally thought that it wasn't going to go anywhere, but if I look at stream charts and I look at how Kick is done, and this was a big reason why I made the decision, to be honest with you, it's that the platform is actually growing. And obviously, like, there's a lot of accusations of, like, botting, but I'm going to be real, guys. There's botting here on Twitch, too. So I feel like you could use that for Twitch as well. So, yeah, Kick has actually been growing in a pretty big way. And if you compare that to, let's say, Twitch, for example, right? And Twitch has been, I've showed this graph like 5 times, so I'm sure you guys are kind of tired about it. I apologize. But whenever this loads, it'll show that Twitch has actually been going down for a bit.
I don't know if y'all have even seen the things Twitch has been doing lately. But yo, Twitch has been launching a lot of features lately. Do I think they would have done it without the competition of Kick? I think they would have slowed down. It wouldn't have been as fast paced. But because of just the existence of Kick, the consumer wins. You know what I'm saying? And again, as a person who works for a streaming platform, yeah, there's some innovations to be made within the space. Not to spill the beans, but obviously we're looking to become a player in this space as well. But yeah, things are gonna get interesting. Again, I think the people to blame for these contracts not existing anymore are, I'm gonna just say it, the Bruce Drop-em-offs of the world, the Tifus of the world who took that bag and did nothing with it. If creators actually took the bag and used it as capital for their business to up their game, the same way Aiden Ross took whatever Kick. Now, mind you, Aiden does have equity, but how Aiden Ross has taken all the resources Kick has given him to up his content, to up what Kick can be, there would have been I think they still would be handing out these contracts. Maybe not to the scale they were, but they would still be more open to it. So ultimately, again, the actions of few will affect the many. And ultimately, I do think this is a good thing, because those contracts just were not sustainable. But with that being said, let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section down below. Is Kick an option for you guys now? Is it? Or y'all still sticking with Twitch and YouTube? I don't blame y'all for whatever. But with that being said, hope y'all have a good one. And I'm out of here, man. Peace.